Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. On this channel, we talk about a lot of cool watches, a lot of which can be quite expensive. But today, I wanted to switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about three awesome watches that are under $500, some of which are well under $500, that I adore, and I actually even own 2.5 out of these three that I'm going to mention. Watches can be more accessible, and as much as I love the expensive stuff, I also get a lot of enjoyment on some of the slightly more affordable stuff. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the first ever Swiss automatic watch I bought with my own money, and that is my Rotary. It's no longer being sold, or at least this model. I used to work for Cartier. It has a Cartier-style dial and an ETA 2824, and that is why I picked it up. I think 8-9 years ago, I spent $300 on this watch. And of course, also, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. Yes, we have some awesome watches, a lot of which are in the upper price point. But I wanted to highlight three watches we have under $1,000 that you may find interesting, including a Longen Hydro Conquest with a blue dial, a ceramic bezel, heavy water resistance, an ETA movement, and it's under $1,000. We also have this very interesting Elgen Bullseye dial from the 70s, Swiss made, and it's under $500. Or if you want to spend under $400, we have this Wittnauer with a Sunray dial from the 60s that is extremely elegant, and I love the case shape. All that and of course way more at delraywatch.com, the best place for a watch geek to buy a watch. So we're going to start in no particular order, but with one of my very favorites, and that is the Hamilton Khaki Field. This watch comes in many different flavors, and some of them are above $500, but the one I'm talking about you can generally find online for a touch under $500, and that is the bead-blasted manual wind version. I actually own this watch myself. I even kept it on the green military strap. As I said, it's bead blasted, so the case is unifinish. It has that military look, a very legible black dial on a canvas green strap, manual wind ETA/Sellita movement. It's just a classic field watch. It's very versatile. It's very handsome. It's a brand with a lot of history, and I actually, keep it at home on my bedside table as something to just slap on and off when I need to leave the house. I love the Hamilton Khaki Field. It'll last a lifetime, and you can find them for under $500. Another watch I love, which I kind of own but not really, is the Seiko 5 GMT. Now, I own the previous version of this, which is the Seiko SKX, which had no GMT function and the worst movement. But the Seiko 5 GMT is the spiritual successor to the SKX. Here, for generally in the low 400s, you get a Japanese watch with 200 meters of water resistance on a bracelet with a rotating bezel and a GMT function with an automatic movement. It's very hard to beat this value for money. Not to mention, this case style is a cult classic, and there's different color options. Now, I haven't bought one because, as I said, I have the SKX, which is extremely similar, but this has been a staple in my collection for years, and for $420, it's really hard to beat as an everyday watch. It truly is fantastic. Yes, it's not Swiss, but Japanese watchmaking can be just as good, and Seiko's been around for a long time. Now, if we go even cheaper in price in a totally different category of watch, another one I own is a GShock Square. Now, this is under $500, it's under $300, it's under $100. Hell, the one I have was about $69. Yes, this is a quartz digital watch with a resin case made in rubber, but it's a fantastic tool. I don't use it like I use my other watches, What do? You get 200 meters of water resistance, a digital display, a display that lights up, multiple time zones. Mine has solar charging. Yes, I don't really use mine as I use every other watch. I use it as more of a tool. If I'm working on my car or working in my yard and I want to know the time, or heck, even if I'm just wearing something more casual and I just like the look of it, this is a fantastic piece. These are purpose-built objects, purpose-built watches for well under $100, even though you can spend way more. Yes, not as versatile as the Seiko or the Hamilton because of the way the GShock looks, right? This is a very, very sporty timepiece. It's very hard to dress it up if you can dress it up at all. But there is a very big cult following on these GShock squares, and I understand why. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I wear mine every day. I don't. Probably just a couple times a month. But for that $70 price point, I absolutely love it. It makes a lot of sense, and as a collector, it ticks another box in my collection. I think you could do a lot worse than going with a Casio GShock. Anyway, guys, those are just my opinions. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.